Let's welcome back. Final segment of the Friday edition of the Steve Malzberg Show. And joining us now is a man who was the first and former chief of the U.S. Office of Citizenship, appointed by President George W. Bush. And he also served in the Department of Homeland Security and in numerous high-level government positions in the Bush administration. He is Alfonso Aguilar, who is Executive Director of Latino Partnership for Conservative Principles in Washington, D.C. Hello, Alfonso. How are you, sir?
Hello, Steve. How are you? Happy to be with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your flexibility with the time frame. Okay, so the other day, on the heels of the disaster with the rollout of Obamacare, Barack Obama, without missing a beat, and with all the ill will he's managed to forge in the way he spoke about Republicans for months on end about with the shutdown and the debt ceiling increase, guns to the head, hostage taker, terrorists, you name it. He comes out and says, "Hey, let's pass immigration reform by the end of the year." Do you think this is A, going to happen, and do you think B, it should happen?
Well, let me say that regardless of the president's political remarks in the past few days about immigration, I think that it may happen. Republicans in the House understand that this is an important issue. It's an important issue for our economy. Our immigration system is dysfunctional. It's broken. We need to fix it. And I think what the leadership in the House is saying is that, we don't want to pass the Senate bill, which kind of looks like Obamacare, something big, huge that nobody understands, but that we can pass a series of bills that address the issue of immigration in an ample way, but in a way that is consistent with the rule of law, with conservative principles, and at the same time is compassionate and responds to the needs of the market.
Well, okay, to me, I'm from the Republican camp that says this is a disaster. First of all, helping the economy, legalizing more people to come here and do low-level jobs, high-skilled jobs, because I guess we don't have anybody in this country who's highly skilled enough or willing to do this dirty work, as they say, at a time when we have people who can't find work at all, who have given up looking for work. We have a healthcare system, as we've seen now, that is about to go down the tubes. You're going to be adding millions and millions and millions more to that system. I think that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then if you're a Republican, and I'll let you tear me down. And then if you're a Republican, you're going to be legitimizing and bringing 30 million people over the next years into this country, 95% of which are going to vote Democrat for the rest of their lives. I mean, what sense does it make as a Republican to want to do this?
No, I understand the concern, but I have to disagree. And let me be very clear. I believe in immigration, not for the reasons that Barack Obama has articulated, but because I believe in the principles Ronald Reagan stood for. And he understood that even at his time, but even right now, when we have an economy that's not growing fast enough, where we have an employment over 7%, immigrants are not taking jobs away from Americans. And every study you see shows that they're taking jobs, low-skilled jobs, that Americans don't want, or where there's simply no Americans of working age to do them. So why are those jobs important to fill? Because those jobs are essential for businesses to grow. And if businesses grow, we can create good-paying jobs for Americans, for hard-working Americans. So, ironically, by having access to that foreign workforce that we need, it's very important to create jobs for Americans. Now, in terms of immigrants or Latino immigrants specifically not voting for Republicans, I have to disagree 100%. Those immigrants that are coming today are coming here to the United States because they love this country. They're attracted by our system, not because of social benefits. In fact, under immigration reform, they wouldn't have access to most federal benefits. But they're coming here because they want to be part of our economy. Latinos right now are starting businesses 3 times faster than the national average. 20% of entrepreneurs or people who started new businesses last year were Hispanic. They don't want to see more big government. Yes, there are pockets of of Latinos in certain areas that like big government. Those are multi-generational Latinos that will never change. But those who are coming here from abroad have a very different mentality, are for life, are for marriage, for traditional marriage.
But so is the Hispanic, but
entrepreneurial.
Alfonso, so is the Hispanic community at large. So is the African American community at large. Although the statistics in the African American community as far as family goes are heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, but nonetheless, the African American churches preach life and preach family values and education and all that. It's not happening when they talk about who they're voting for. 95% vote for Obama. And look at the Latino vote in national elections the last two times around. It's not going to change.
Well, it has changed. I mean, people.
It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse since George W. Bush.
It's gotten worse because of our rhetoric on immigration.
No. Look, but then how do you explain?
Yes.
Well, let me just say.
George Bush got 44% of the Latino vote, and I can tell you, I was part of that campaign.
Right.
He talked about immigration, but not only about immigration, about small government. He went to Hispanic evangelical churches to talk about life and marriage, an integrated message that appealed to Latino voters. Now, after that, we started changing the rhetoric on immigration, sounding very anti-immigrant, and the vote went down. McCain got 31%.
Right. But Alfonso, and we're talking to Alfonso Aguilar, Executive Director of the Latino Partnership for Conservative Principles, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. The fact of the matter is that they did a poll. I think it was Pew Hispanic did a poll of Hispanics coming out of the voting booth in the 2012 election. And you know where immigration ranked? About 4th or 5th on the list. I think it's a fallacy, and it's a terrible fallacy that the Republicans are buying into or pretend they're buying into to say that, we can't get the Hispanic vote unless we allow illegals in this country to have a path to citizenship and put up the welcome sign for more illegals to come in. I just don't understand it.
But, first of all, let me say that I don't think what Republicans are proposing is a special path to citizenship. In fact, Chairman Goodlatte, the chair of the Judiciary Committee in the House, who's really spearheading the effort in the House, has been very clear. Path to legal status, after a penalty, learning English, paying back taxes, but no special path to citizenship. But in any case, we are the party of ideas. Why should we be? Are we afraid that we're not going to convince Latinos based on our ideas of faith, personal responsibility, and small government? I think we can. And again, George Bush got 44%.
Then let's convince the people who are here legally first. Why do we need to legitimize illegal lawbreakers? And again,
but they're not.
They're all going to be into the new healthcare system. They're all going to be into this economy.
No? But that is not true.
They're going to have to buy health insurance eventually, aren't they? We all have to.
If they're here, they're not going to be able, even a permanent resident.
We're going to pay for their health insurance. They'll get a subsidy.
No, if under immigration reform, even under the Senate bill, they would not have access to any federal benefit. That is just factually incorrect.
Well, federal benefit, so they won't be required. So illegal. So the immigrants who will be here. Wait. I got 30 seconds. I got 30 seconds. They won't have to have health insurance. They'll be immune from Obamacare.
Exactly.
Well, that doesn't make sense either. But hey, listen. I hope we can continue this conversation, Alfonso, at another time.
Should.
Thank you very much.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it. Bye-bye. Alfonso Aguilar, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. It's the end of the week. So illegal immigrants who will be under this, reform won't have to follow Obamacare? Another exemption? The more I find out, the more I love it. On the Steve Malzberg Show.